Hey guys, Ken here from the Retro Toys Capades channel in Malaysia. Alright, so here's a follow-up video to the one I did 2 months ago on Ramen Toys' incoming version of the vintage 80s M.A.S.K Thunderhawk Camaro, which is now renamed as the Makina Red Gullwing, understandably to differentiate it further and legally from the M.A.S.K version, which is owned by Hasbro Toys. That being said, I'm not a fan of the Makina name, and I don't think I've come across anyone who has professed to actually liking it either. But the work that the company is doing with this new version of the Thunderhawk is undoubtedly awesome. Now, I did a video in July talking about the Red Gullwing, and that video actually got a lot of interest going. A lot of people, I think, didn't know that this thing was coming out, that it was something that was actually happening, and many people wrote in to find out more about the product. Well, the Red Gullwing is available for pre-order on the official Ramen Toy website, and I will include a link for it as well in the description box section below in case you guys are tuning in, you want to find out more, and you want to just head in there straight away and make a pre-order. There was an early bird offer price that was set at 120, I believe, for a limited time. I got in on that one. If you missed out on that early bird offer, then the price now for the pre-order is set at, I believe, $170. As I mentioned as well in the last video, do follow them on their FB page and their website so you don't miss out on any of their project announcements or any of their early bird offers. As you can see, the gap in the prices is tremendous. All right, so that's something that you might want to consider. Now, in today's video, we're going to be talking about the images that Ramen Toy loaded up onto their Facebook page a couple of days ago of the painted prototype for this Red Gullwing. Okay, prior to this, we got like the CGI renders shown to us, and now they have images of the actual painted prototype. So we're going to be checking out the images here. I gotta admit, sometimes when I'm looking at images like these online, I really can't be sure if it's a computer image or if it's like the actual toy. Especially like, sometimes when you're looking at stuff like the Marvel action figure covers and stuff, you're looking at it online, you're like, whoa, that looks good. Is that a toy? But then it's like, no, it's an action figure cover. All right, it's like a CGI mock-up. It looks like the real thing, right? From a distance, okay? And I think that Super 7's pretty much made it a model to base off their pre-orders for like up to a year, sometimes with just renders, okay? People are ordering this stuff based on just computer images of the actual toy. They may or may not actually reflect the final product. I mean, nobody really knows. But these images here are that of the painted prototype. And it's not even final. Okay, but from what I'm seeing here, from what you guys can see as well, these look pretty freaking fantastic. This is the Thunderhawk, no doubt, right? The Thunderhawk that you've always probably dreamed of since you were a kid. If you had the Canon originals, definitely those were so iconic. But this one, I think from what I'm seeing here, even though it's named something else, but it looks to surpass that probably from these early impressions. Now, the images that were provided of the painted prototype explore this vehicle from all angles, okay, and all modes, right, from normal Camaro to transformed flying Camaro. And you see it here with the wings popped up. I think there was a question. Somebody was asking something about whether or not these have to be operated manually. I don't think so. I mean, I think that, it operates pretty much the same way as the Canon original. There's supposed to be like a button on the roof. You press on it and the doors spring open. This also simultaneously causes the rear spoiler to go up and the back thrusters to sort of like, come out a little bit. And that's basically the whole transformation. The stuff that you do manually is, basically just ejecting out the bombs and pulling out the laser cannons on the wings. Yeah, that's about it. So I think the spring-loaded activation that causes the doors to pop up, that should pretty much still be present. And I think that's the thing that a lot of people are going to be really excited about, because the one with the Canon original was hit or miss, because of the door springs being what they were. But there is a way to, in fact, tighten those springs. I've talked about it before as well. There's some channels that cut it as well. I mean, if you've got a problem with the wings sagging on the originals, you can get it fixed. In fact, I should probably do a video on that. Let me just get a plier or something and get the original vehicle out again. I'll probably be able to do a short video, showing you how to fix that if you're having a problem with it. But this is a much newer vehicle, modern day tech. I believe that these should be holding up pretty well. One particular detail that's got me really excited, and I believe should also get a lot of fans happy, is the fact that these do not come with stickers. This has been confirmed by Ramen on their Facebook post as well. These apparently, I believe, should be sort of like applied on or printed on the same way like Hot Wheels does their stamping on of the decals on their vehicles. These do not involve stickers of any kind, all right? Because that was one of the major pieces of the original toy. The stickers were of really poor quality, peel off through the time and ages. And this also led to a boom in reproduction stickers. Okay, multiple companies and basically homegrown talent, customizers working from their basement, producing reproduction stickers to be sold online for the mass vehicles. And actually, some of them are pretty good quality. I did, in fact, invest in a set from Sticker Fixer all the way back, like I think about 12 or 13 years ago. They were one of the first companies to put out reproduction stickers, high quality stuff. And I did get a set for the Thunderhawk, and I actually have a model with those Sticker Fixer reproduction stickers applied. I should put it up in a video. I think I have once before. But anyway, you don't have to do anything like that with this vehicle because everything comes applied. Apparently, that's just fantastic. It kind of feels that when I got to put the stickers on myself, it feels that I'm, kind of like responsible for the final design aesthetic and the look of the vehicle. So if I screwed up, it's like there goes my investment. So I don't want to have the responsibility sometimes, right? I want the company that I paid for the vehicle to actually take care of it. In this particular case, it's been done for us. So that's great. Now, there are more design innovations that bring this thing closer to the animation look. And one of it that I noticed as well is the appearance of the logo, the mask-like logo, in this case, the Machina, which is sort of like the mask logo as well, but with the complete, what used to be like Matte Trackers Ultra Fresh mask for Rhino. You get the complete logo just below the area where the thrusters are. And this is how it looked like in the cartoon, but with the first, Thunderhawk that we got from Kenner, it didn't have the helmet look at all on the logo. It just had the words mask down there. So this is cool. A lot of people are really going to appreciate this, definitely. Now, Ramen also shared images of the new bombs that are going to come with this updated red Gullwing, and these are drastically different from the original Kenner ones. As you can see, they are also pretty close to the cartoon appearance of the bombs, and they're bigger too, right? I believe that this should be easier, less likely to be lost. Okay, the original Kenner bombs were like some of the most easily lost accessories from the set. So yeah, it's great that we've got new updated missiles as well. These apparently are deployed through the use of magnets. We're going to have to see how that works out. There's definitely going to be like a demo, I'm sure, at some point. I'm really looking forward to that. But yeah, this is another update to the vehicle. Like I said, brings it closer to its animated look. Now, on the interior of the vehicle, we get these images on the control panel at the dashboard area there, images of the Switchblade, yeah, the Venom boss, and also Gloria Baker from Shark, right, the boat there. So it's like this vehicle has like a storyline going along with it, It's like when you got that masterpiece Optimus Prime figure from Hasbro like a couple of years ago, the one that I have actually has that console on Optimus Prime's arm that can be flipped up, and there's a sticker there, like an image there of Bumblebee. So it kind of makes it seem like he's talking to Bumblebee. So it's like in this way also, you got the Thunderhawk, I mean the Red Gullwing, and then you can sort of like pretend that it's like in a real world situation, engaging with the Switchblade, and then receiving like a distress signal from Gloria Baker, stuff like that. Anyway, these are just fun Easter eggs thrown into the vehicle that fans are gonna love, and substantially differentiates it as well from the original Kenner issue. Now, adding to the excitement of this purchase, there's also going to be a mini comic that's being developed to be included as well with the set. I think this is fantastic. The inclusion of the mini comic actually is pretty much a homage to what was happening with the first wave of vehicles that Kenner did. Those came with mini comics as well. And I remember the first issue, okay, I mean, those all had numbers to it. This one has a number to it as well. If you look at the cover there, it says number 1. So is this a promise of more books to come with more sets? Probably. But there were like 3 mini comics, I believe, produced with the Kenner run. And the first one, actually, I believe it should come with, the first wave of figures, definitely with the Thunderhawk. The first one actually explained the origin of the theme. And the weird thing about it is just that this all came out in like 1985. In 1985, there were like a couple of different versions, okay, floating around out there. You had the animated series, then you had the official comic book series from DC Comics, and then you had the mini comics that were coming together with the toys. And all of them sort of like depicted a different origin story to M.A.S.K and Venom. Right? That's one of the things that I remembered. But the story that was actually depicted in the mini comic, that was with the toys. That one probably had like the best origin, detailing the friendship between Miles and Matt Tracker at the beginning, and what actually happened that caused them to actually be at odds with each other, and just sort of like go to war. So that one is actually my favorite reiteration or interpretation or origin story for the team. This particular mini comic probably could explore as well the origins of the team. Is definitely the first issue, right, that's being put out here. So I like the fact that there's a mini comic. Now, going back to the title of this video where I state this toy is gonna be a mega hit. The reason why I say that is because I can already see the groundswell of excitement among collectors, especially locally here in Malaysia. M.A.S.K has always been like the top retro toy property, and even before I had a YouTube channel and stuff like that, I was heavily involved with retro toy trading in the community, and M.A.S.K was always like the number one most in demand vintage toy item above anything else. And I believe it's the same situation as well in Singapore. If I go down to Singapore and I talk to the collectors, everybody is just freaking crazy about M.A.S.K, and everybody's just trying to get the old toys back. These days people have more disposable income compared to back in the day when they were kids, especially Asian kids. Never really had as easy an access to these toys. Okay, I mean, the toys were around, but most of the time you couldn't get our parents to actually get them for us. Okay, I think that was the normal situation when you're coming from basically a country where the income levels are not really the same as what you would find maybe in Western countries at the time. When we watched the cartoons or the commercials on TV, it was always like American kids playing with the toys, right? A lot of Asian kids didn't have access to these vehicles and stuff like that. So now, when we find there's an opportunity to probably get like a newer version of it. Okay, most of the time we'd have to source for it on eBay and stuff like that. And with the Thunderhawk being like the most iconic, probably the most silliest as well, but the most iconic vehicle, and now there's a chance to get one like new in box, pristine, all shiny. A lot of people are going to jump on this, and especially the reaction this time around from the hobby stores locally. There's more hobby stores that are opening up pre-orders for this. Prior to this, when it came to stuff like the 80s Commanders and Silverhawks from Ramen, I could only get it from like one particular hobby store. And when I got that Quicksilver figure in, and when I was talking about it on my channel, the reactions I was getting from the local community guys here, it's like, everybody wanted to find out like, hey, what could this thing do and stuff like that. And I was thinking to myself that it looks like nobody actually picked it up locally, or there was like very few people that actually got it right in Malaysia itself. And when it comes to the red Gullwing, it seems that a lot of people are jumping on this, right? So I definitely believe that this thing is going to be a huge hit for damn sure. Okay guys, so that's the video. Let me know in the comment section what you thought of it, what you think of all these new images of the painted prototype of the Makina Red Gullwing slash M.A.S.K Thunderhawk. Let me know if you're a M.A.S.K fan from back in the day. If this is a set that you're planning to pick up. Like I said, I've definitely pre-ordered it. I've pretty much pre-ordered almost all of the Ramen toy stuff so far, starting with 80s Commanders, and then I've reviewed the Silverhawks, Quicksilver. That one's got a great reaction too. Waiting on the monster figure to arrive, and then we've got this happening, the Red Gullwing. They've also announced stuff like the Marshall, aka Brave Star. So definitely a lot of exciting stuff happening. I can't wait to get more news on this as well. Definitely a project that I'm very much looking forward to. Catch you guys again real soon with more content on the channel. Take care out there.